Welcome to the Before You Plan the Magic podcast. I'm Sam.
And I'm MK, and we're two travel agent besties on a mission to help you grow more confidence, creativity, and customer service within your travel business.
Like what you hear? Connect with us on Instagram at The Happiest Things Co. for more. Happy Friday, everybody.
Morning.
Happy Friday.
Looking forward to the weekend. Okay, so Disney travel agents news updates. There are a few since Wednesday. So let's go over these a little bit. Some of them are for like National Geographic. So there's booking offers for National Geographic, top 5 experiences in the Southern Africa itinerary. I'm probably not going to have anyone that's interested in going to South Africa. I think it would be super cool, but my target audience is probably not going to go there. How about you guys?
I'm actually trying to work ABD into my 2026 or 2025 marketing plan. So I think it's not necessarily like if you aren't already a Disney fan, but if you are, then I do think there's a place for it. But probably not. I mean, it's not going to be something I spend a ton of time talking about.
And then we have some news from the Disney Destiny, the new ship for the heroes and villains. I have said this before, but I've only been on one cruise, and it was not a Disney cruise. And that was about, how old am I now? Like 16 years ago. So I don't really do anything with cruises. Y'all are probably like, do you sell anything? I only sell Disney World. That's it. That's it. And I have people that I refer to when people want to go other places, but I think a Disney cruise would be super fun.
They're a blast.
They're amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it easy to eat with an allergy on a cruise?
Yeah.
That's one reason I actually love cruising. Is because I can eat on a ship when I wouldn't be able to eat elsewhere. And they'll make all my stuff for me. Now, the bummer about our last cruise was that I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you remember when I had my incident where I careened down a flight of stairs, stair collapsed. I busted my whole face. So I couldn't eat for 2 or 3 days of our last cruise. And I kept my server had to bring me a smaller spoon every night because anytime I was trying to put my soup in my mouth, I'd split my lip open. So, that's really fun.
That's rough.
Yeah, but I found it pretty easy to eat on a cruise ship because at least with Disney, you just pre-order your food and then they have an allergy specialist that makes all your food for you, just kind of like they do in the parks. So it's pretty similar.
And it's nice on a Disney cruise because you stay with the same servers. So even though you rotate dining, it's all the same people. So they know, they get to know you and what you need and take care of it.
Which is an interesting thing to mention because if you're thinking about other cruise lines, I sell Royal Caribbean as well. I tell my allergy clients not to pick my time dining for that exact reason, because with the Royal Caribbean has different dining options, and one's you can just go to the dining room between set hours. But I tell them not to pick that option because you aren't guaranteed the same server, and that can make it a little more challenging, confusing, frustrating, whatever.
Good to know.
Yeah.
You're not going to catch me selling a cruise anytime soon because I'm I don't know. And then I see these things on Facebook groups like fish extenders and this and that. And I'm I don't know what these words mean. This is a whole different language.
Fish extender is really fun. But if you want to do fish extender, which is basically a gift exchange outside people's doors, everybody's doors either have a fish or a seahorse outside them. And so you hang a bucket or a canvas bag over the little fish or seahorse. And then people come and drop gifts in them. But I really suggest getting on that early if you want to do it, because a lot of times it's like in private Facebook groups and then the things close and then but also like take time to plan your gifts because people are really thoughtful and it's fun. It's just like a
And
fun.
this is why I don't plan cruises, because I would feel horrible if I sent my client on a cruise and I did not know any of this information. So that's why it's good to stay in your lane. I will stay in mine for sure.
Yeah. But your lane may expand over time. Like what
Oh,
if you just like,
absolutely. 100%. But until I like go and figure things out myself, it's really, I know like a lot of times you can read and watch videos but none of that is equivalent to like being there and experiencing things. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's so much easier and you have so much more confidence selling something when you've actually done it. Okay. Next. Alani. There are new deals for Alani. I know MK has been to Alani. Insights?
Yeah. Alani is wonderful if you have kids. We do not have kids, and it was actually like it was kind of a fluke. So we were already going to Hawaii. It was my in-laws 40th like wedding anniversary celebration, and so we were already going to Hawaii. But we spent part of our time in Oahu and part of our time. I have a really hard time with the Hawaiian Islands. I don't know why. I also have like remnants of a migraine. So I don't have words, but we were spending our time between two different islands, and their island flight or their island hop flight was like it was like a full day ahead of mine and Josh's. So we ended up having this like extra random night, and I was a baby travel agent, and I was like, okay, if we're in Hawaii and we have a night and we want something like close to the airport, it just seems really logical to do this. So we did, and it's great. We also like our trip was immediately post COVID. So a lot of like Hawaiian locals will go to Alani if they, because it's like the closest thing for them. They aren't super close to a Disney park. And there's so many beautiful things in Hawaii, but that's like a big thing for families to go to. So it was just like the amount of crowding with very young children in the pools was next level, which made it really hard. They had kind of removed all adult only pool restrictions at the time. So there wasn't really an adult only pool space. There was like one hot tub. And the view from said hot tub was incredible. Like Hawaii, you're like looking out over the ocean and it's beautiful, beautiful Hawaii. So that was really fun. But like, I don't think they had the luau back, or maybe they did and we just didn't go. But like, they're just, I would definitely recommend the spa. And the whole trip kind of just like, there was a series of like things that kind of went sideways. I had a back spasm mid massage. It ended up having to get like wheeled back to my room. That was experience, but the spa was beautiful. And like they have like a ton of different pools and different sections for the spa. So I would recommend, if you're an adult, go for the spa if you have, or like for clients, adults go to the spa, take the kids to the pool. I think they have 2 adults only pools now, which is really nice. They have like Hawaiian, like shave ice that's shaped like a Mickey. So that's really fun. And the property is beautiful, but yeah, I don't know. I just think they're better properties if you're selling Hawaii, for couples only. We also spent some time at the Sheraton. My father-in-law really likes Airbnbs, which is a constant like discussion in our family. But the Sheraton was a beautiful property, and I think a lot of people really like that one as well. So those are some of my Hawaii thoughts.
Love that. Love the Hawaii thoughts. Reminds me of sunshine and warm weather.
Yeah. Wish I
Yes.
was there now.
So last thing that they updated is the nomenclature guidelines. Now I'm going to throw it back again to MK and Christy because they have way more experience in the writing department and understanding nomenclature. So Christy, tell us what nomenclature is.
Oh boy. Okay. So Disney is very specific when it comes to how you are supposed to talk about their parks and attractions. There are very specific wordings you're meant to use, and also like this ride needs to be capitalized and these need to be italiced if you are using it somewhere it can be in italics, which clearly you can't on Instagram. So you just want to make sure that if you are writing captions for Facebook, for Instagram, you check that. It is updated. So like Tiana's is in there now, which is great because it wasn't before. So things like that, you just want to make sure you're using their actual full name the correct way that Disney wants you to do. If becoming earmarked is something that's important to you, especially, they will go back and check through your posts and see if you are following the rules, I guess. So you want to make sure that you get started early on that and just get in the habit of it.
I think you cut out at the end, or did you? Or are you just delayed?
Yeah, she said habit, like get in the habit of it. And I think that was all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, MK, there are like do's and don'ts of marketing in the nomenclature, as
Mhm.
in like use this picture with these words.
So that's more in like the individual. There are certain ways to think of this. So they're like broad, overarching rules and guidelines. But then when there's specific offers, you need to refer to the specific marketing toolkit for that offer. Big things to like just keep in mind, especially if you're going to the parks and you're going to be in them, or like you're at a character dine. No alcohol in pictures with characters. That's like just an instant way to like get yourself dinged is alcohol in a picture with a character. So don't do that. Don't say things like, we're drinking around the world with Mickey. Like, again, instant way to get yourself dinged. Just don't like reference characters and alcohol in the same sentence and make it sound like it's Disney sanctioned, because Walt was very specific about alcohol. And that's why you won't see alcohol like out and about at Magic Kingdom. You can find it at a table service restaurant, but there are no quick service options to get a drink. And that's really because Walt wanted it to be a family park. And part of the importance for him was that not being a thing. So alcohol is like a really good thing to just steer clear of like talking about for the most part. If you're talking about like dining plans and telling people how to use them, that is like one of the big benefits if somebody does like to drink. But for the most part, just like be mindful of things like that. I can't remember what your initial question was now, but like
That was great.
Okay. Yeah.
I went off on a tangent in my mind. I don't know why I'm going to ask MK this because I know the answer. On YouTube, there are like compilations of people getting arrested in Disney World. Have you seen any of those?
I see them when it becomes like a really hot take and it hits some other platform. Like I remember a few years back, somebody like jumped into the Epcot pond.
I was there when that happened. Yeah. I wasn't involved. I just
well, that's good news.
Oh, Christy, don't lie.
If you were,
it was
but I don't know. I tend to stay away from like news about arrests, violence.
Okay, normally I would, but they are very normally on the post side of it, they're pretty funny to watch. But when you were talking about like Magic Kingdom not having alcohol, I was thinking about it and I was like, in those videos, you really hardly ever see anyone getting arrested because they're belligerent in Magic Kingdom because they don't really have alcohol there. It's normally just like family
Except for
brawls.
the Phantasmic incident, or not Phantasmic, Filler Magic incident.
Philhar Magic. That one, exact. So like the family brawl thing is normally where that comes into play. But like the other parks, people get belligerent, which is sad.
But I think that's like something you can talk to your clients about too. Like if sober living is really important for someone, there are ways to go to Disney World and like do that. And I know we were talking about cruising before, or we were talking about cruising, like, I guess early in this segment. But like cruises also typically have AA meetings on the cruise. So that's one thing that I think is really interesting. And the first time I went on a cruise, I was like, what are these, like, who is Bill W. and why does he have friends? But like, that's what the AA meetings are called on a cruise. So like knowing things like that are really helpful too. As you grow your agency and like grow your business and, work with different types of clients, knowing all that stuff is helpful insights you can share. If alcohol is a real trigger for someone because they have, a past with that, then, Magic Kingdom might be the best park for them to visit. And Epcot might not be. So
True. Very good point.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, make sure that you review that nomenclature. It's in the Disney News. And if you don't have access to Disney copyright, then you need to ask your agency owner for a copy. Because can anybody get access to copyright, or is it just...
I think it's agency owners.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just ask your agency owner for a copy of the new nomenclature guidelines so that you are up to date with everything that they're telling you. And do you guys have any final thoughts for your Friday morning?
I'm just glad we made it to Friday.
Literally.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay, well, we hope you guys have a fabulous weekend, and we will see you on Monday morning at 8:30.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks so much for listening to Before You Plan the Magic, a podcast with a mission to help you grow in confidence, creativity, and customer service within your travel business.
Like what you hear and want to connect on a deeper level? Join us on Instagram at the Happiest Things Collective.